Hello, Libra. We are going to see kind of what's going on with you guys. These are general. Take what works. What doesn't work just doesn't work. But we're going to see kind of what's in your energies currently. But let's see what the cards have to say for you. Okay, so for the basis of what this reading is about, we have the Empress, we have the Two of Cups, we have the Page of Swords, and we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Now, the Empress is all about kind of abundance. She's kind of about fertility, kind of growing something, whether it's an idea or a business or something, or just feeling like, you know, really comfortable, but just feeling like you have what you need and just that kind of real, like security in a sense. And she's also about, you know, being very attractive as well, you know, or people finding her attractive. And it's just because with the Two of Cups, I think there might have been maybe somebody, you met somebody, or somebody's been kind of watching you and you guys kind of gel a little bit. Because with the Page of Swords, I feel like somebody might have been kind of watching you. I'm not saying they're stalking you on social media because that sounds really, really dramatic, or they're stalking you, but I think somebody has their eye on you. I think you might be very attractive at this time. And then the Two of Cups, I think you guys kind of mesh well. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, I kind of feel like this person might have kind of, I don't want to say come clean, but if they were kind of watching you for a little while, maybe they decided that they don't want to be sneaky about watching you. They want to kind of talk to you. So I just feel like, I really kind of feel like this is to do with somebody. It could even just be like a friendship. It doesn't necessarily need to be romance. It could just be somebody feels that they might mesh well with you personality-wise or whatever. But in your current energies, you have the Page of Cups reverse with the Two of Cups. Now, for whatever reason, I feel like you're just kind of a little bit closed off. And the Two of Cups is almost saying, because you know what, I wonder, for some of you, I feel like somebody might have come clean to you, that they liked you. But I wonder if others, you might have found out some sneaky behavior. You might have found something out about this person that put a bad taste in your mouth. You know, that's also what I'm kind of getting. But for some of you, it could just be that they decided that they wanted to approach you and start a conversation with you. But with the Page of Cups reversed and the Two of Cups, you might not be very receptive at this time, or maybe you just don't share those feelings for that person, or you're being a little bit hesitant towards this situation. But for others, I think, for whatever reason, you might just feel like you're not ready to kind of pursue this, even if it's a friendship. It could be something that maybe you just are feeling that you guys are not really going to connect well or mesh well, or things could have happened where now you're like getting to know them a little bit more and you're just feeling you might not be as open and receptive to the situation as you once were. But what's coming in for you, the Magician and the Seven of Swords again. Now this one's in the upright, the Seven of Swords. The Magician is saying that you have all the tools that you need to kind of make this work. And the Seven of Swords is sitting here saying, you need to be strategic about this. I wonder if there's some, because, you know, let's say if this is a relationship or you're meeting somebody new, it's not always perfect. You know, that whole Hollywood or Disney thing, you meet somebody and it's so amazing, everything's great and it's perfect. That's not how it is. You know, a lot of times people have a past, you know, they have history, you're dealing with other situations, depending, let's say if they, you know, had children or you have kids and now you're in a new relationship, there's a lot more involved that could be difficult and kind of more complicated. So I wonder if, for whatever reason, if certain things might have been a little bit more complicated and it might be, I don't want to say off-putting to you, but it might be like, oh my God, do I want to deal with this? Is this really going to work out? How is it going to go? There could be some kind of hesitation with that. But I really think coming in for you, though, the Magician is saying that you have everything you need to kind of make this work. But the Seven of Swords is like, I just think you need to be tactful at this time, because the Seven of Swords can be a little bit about sneaky, but oftentimes I see it as a card of being a little bit strategic. And you might have to be a little bit strategic. I'm not saying secretive in a nasty kind of way, but Maybe if it is one of these situations that are a little bit more complicated, maybe just don't tell everybody. Don't try to make it more complicated than it needs to be for whatever reason. Because I really think with the Empress here, with the Two of Cups, and then the fact that you got the Two of Cups again, even if it's in the reverse, and the Page of Cups, because he's another one of wanting to share his heart with somebody, but even if it's in the reverse, he's still here. I really think that this, whatever this is, could be good for you, but it's complicated. It's one of these situations, it's complicated. But most situations are, especially as you get older. But now your challenge for this is the Eight of Pentacles and the High Priestess. The Eight of Pentacles is all about putting that work in, kind of doing something, I don't say over and over and over again, like not giving up, being persistent with it, to try to hone the skill, to try to put the work in, because the more you do it, the better you get. So, and the High Priestess is all about that kind of intuition and inner knowing, and kind of just, to me, I see her as a person that kind of keeps to herself a little bit as well. And especially because you have the Seven of Swords here. And I think this is saying that you need to be maybe not telling everybody everything, be a little bit more strategic. So I wonder if your challenge here is to just kind of keep working on this situation. If it is a relationship, and if you think, or even a friendship or whatever ship, this could even be something, maybe you're starting a new project or whatever, and you just really have this connection to this project, or it could be a new hobby or whatever it is. You have like this kind of connection to it. But I think you definitely need to kind of work on it. I think the challenge is not to give up, because I think with the Page of Cups reverse and the Two of Cups, it's almost like you want to give up. Whatever reason, whatever's going on, there's something where you're like, okay, well, maybe this isn't worth putting my time in, but I kind of really feel like it could be something very good, depending on how it goes. So I think your challenge is to actually give it a go, work on it. And I think your challenge is also to trust your intuition about this, because I feel like this might be in a weird gray area where you don't really know exact answers. And sometimes that happens when you're meeting somebody or getting to know somebody, or even if you've been together for a while, there's always something that comes up. So there might be some kind of like, almost like, I don't want to say a gray area, but I'm getting this feeling of you guys having to, figure it out as you go along. But I think also the High Priestess is saying that not only do you need to trust your intuition, but maybe be a little bit more reserved as far as what you're sharing with other people potentially. And maybe be a little bit more mindful, because to me, in my mind, she's very much in her head. She thinks, she feels the intuition and everything, but I think she also kind of has a patience. I see her, in my mind, at least my High Priestess in my brain, I think she's a person of really great patience, almost too much patience, where she's just willing to wait too much. But I just think there might be a little bit of patience, trusting your gut a little bit, that's required here. But what's recommended for you, you have the Devil, you have Judgment reversed, and you have the Queen of Wands. Now, I really feel like with the Devil, you could take this a few different kind of ways. One way with the Devil, let's say if this is a situation that you're not really sure if you should get involved in, but you kind of, want to get involved, but not really sure. The Devil to me is saying, well, just, the hell with it, just give it a go. But with the Judgment reversed and the Devil and the Queen of Wands kind of merged together a little bit, I feel like this is saying, because the Devil could always represent your fears and anxieties as well. So there might be, and the Judgment reverse here might be saying that you might be really getting your fears and anxieties. It might be actually tainting something that's really good for you and actually going to be spiritually and just physically just better for you anyway. But you're allowing this to stop you from proceeding forward with something that actually could potentially be good for you. So in the Queen of Wands is all about, she does what she wants. This woman does what she wants. She doesn't give a damn. She does what she wants. She does what she feels is right and what she wants. So I feel like if you have certain fears and anxieties that are almost like blocking you in a certain kind of way, you need to just be aware of that, and then maybe take a little bit of that Queen of Wands energy and see how it goes. But the Queen of Wands, she's the type that as soon as it's not going very well, she's going to switch gears real fast. So she's willing to kind of put the effort and time into something, but as soon as it's not like great anymore, she's out. Like she's going to be like, oh, the hell with this. I'm ready to move on to something else. So I think you might need to have that little bit of flexible energy currently. But if there's something that's blocking you in a way, you need to be aware of that. Now, let's see what the other cards we have for you. You had number 49, Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time, which I think is extremely good. So, because I feel like something with this, I really feel like it's something you might want to explore a little further, especially with the Magician coming in for you. To me, I see him as a very lucky card, but he creates his own luck too. He's very active in creating his own luck. And then we have Ocean Jasper, schedule yourself in, which I definitely think is important here. Because I think sometimes when you schedule yourself in, you actually have time to tap into how you're feeling and tap into your intuition. And with the High Priestess being as a challenge, she's all about tapping into that inner feeling, tapping into your intuition and your inner knowing. So there could be something where you need to really just schedule yourself in just to kind of figure out like whatever's going on that's causing you maybe this concern. Is it just your fears and anxieties, or is there actually something legitimate? Because I know with me, I get in my own head and I start thinking all sorts of kind of ways. And then when I have a moment, I'm like, Kelly, you need to just take a minute. Just sit. Stop, Kelly, And then I realize like it's all in my head, It's not actually based in reality, but I do it. I'm sure everybody else does it, or other people do it too. You also have Coffee Cup, meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendships. So I really think that there could be somebody here that could be potentially like maybe a friend and maybe a romantic interest, but even just some potential person that kind of gels well with you. And I wonder if this savoring the moment, if you're feeling a little bit blocked or a little bit concerned, maybe just if you're spending time with somebody, just be in the moment with them and don't think of all the other stuff or don't think of the concerns. Just enjoy that moment and kind of go day by day in a way, see how it goes. And then you have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So some of you, this really could be romantic, or this could even just be a situation that really was destined for you. So that definitely could be a good sign. You have radiate, let your light shine through. And I feel like with the Empress, I feel like you were radiating. And I think you are radiating because like you have the Two of Cups here, and then you have the Two of Cups here. Even though it's in the reverse, it's still the Two of Cups, So I think that's amazing here. And then you have the Moon, take time to reflect. And I think that's really going with this card, kind of schedule yourself in. Maybe there's something that you just have to take a minute and kind of figure out. I really feel like for some of you, this reflection is reflecting on, are you placing fears and anxieties on the situation where they may not be actually valid? Like you could have been burned in the past, and now that is affecting your decisions and the way you are behaving in this situation where it may not actually be valid for it. Or maybe it is, but you'll know for yourself. You have chop your own wood and it'll warm you twice. And I think this is just saying that sometimes you just got to get down and dirty. Sometimes you have to do things yourself. And I even think that's like kind of like putting the work into this situation, because your challenge is actually putting the work into the situation. Because sometimes like when you're kind of a little bit more active or trying to fix things, you get better results. And actually, instead of just like saying, no, this isn't going to work, but not really having a reason why it's not going to work, you're just kind of running away because you're scared of getting hurt again. I think this is saying that if you kind of put that hard work in and see where it goes, it could actually be something very, very nice, something very, very good. So, and for your little affirmation, we have, today I am happy. Today, happiness and love will fill my heart and soul all day. So that's beautiful. And the spirit of the dish that shall be with you during this time, you have the spirit of the stack, which is the spirit of the pancakes. Now, for the dinner and a movie that's recommended for you, you have thriller movies and Italian food. For the energies that you either need to tap into or be aware of, you have Leo here. And this is all about that confidence, just feeling just almost like vitality, kind of a little bit of the ego, kind of being proud, taking pride in the things that you've accomplished or the work you're doing. So I kind of get like you need to be proud of something here. You also have Capricorn here, and this is all about, the kind of a work ethic, kind of putting the work into something. And because you have the Eight of Pentacles here as your challenge, I think something needs to be put in. You got to put the work into something. But I feel like with the Leo, it's like, I feel like you need to have this pride and confidence in yourself. So, because I wonder if some of you, that might be the issue a little bit, is that you might not feel like confident in yourself, especially because you have Judgment reversed here in the recommended thing. You might have to acknowledge that some of your fears from the past situations might be like kind of affecting or tainting this situation, or you might be afraid something from the past is going to repeat itself. History repeats itself. But I think you need to kind of just take it day by day and just really know that you can handle whatever is going on, And this little devil guy here is Mercury. He's all about thoughts and communications. So there might be something, because you have kind of a lot of the thoughts cards, there might be something you have to really watch for thoughts. And maybe this could even be communicate your fears. If you have kind of concerns or whatever, maybe communicate them. And then here we have Uranus, and this is about independence and eccentricity. So you might just have to kind of be a little bit independent. And then even with the eccentricity, I feel like the Queen of Wands is a little eccentric as well. If there's anybody that's going to be a little extra, it's this woman. So you might just have to be a little extra, be a little eccentric, kind of do what you want, And for the special guest, I'll be answering your questions today, Libras. We have number 2, and that means Mr. Predicto, because it's an even number. He will be out here shortly. Think of those questions. And when we have the Apple. Now, what is this apple saying to me? This is going to sound ridiculous, but I don't care. So to me, apples, they're like one of those fruits that just can hang out by themselves. It's like a freestanding fruit. And I'm going to try to explain it the way in my mind. It's like grapes have to have other grapes. Right? They grow with other grapes, Oh, wait, I moved this, whatever. But the apples, they, where was this on? It's on Leo. They could just kind of hang out by themselves. They're not like grapes or whatever, and they don't get soggy fast. They kind of are a fruit that just can stay for a while. They stay good for a while. So I think this is something that I just feel like I just feel like the situation won't get soggy quickly. I think that this thing, whatever this is, whoever this might be for you, maybe it's almost I don't want to say an independent fruit, but it's something that might actually be more solid, because fruits are the apples are a little more solid. They're not squishy. So I think this is something that could have more sustainability to it. And it's a little bit more, I don't want to say independent, but that's just how I see that apple regarding this situation. I don't know if that made any sense. It makes sense in my mind, but I hope it makes sense to you. But they're crisp too, so maybe this is a little bit of a refreshing situation as well. Have a little nice crispness as well. And we have kindness. And I feel like this is, you have to be kind to yourself, and maybe you got to be kind to this other person just in case, you'll know for yourself. But sometimes you have to have kindness and forgiveness for yourself, because if something in the past happened and it's kind of tainting this situation, you just have to be kind to yourself. Okay, now it is time. Here he is. Think of those questions. Oh, Mr. Predicto, the most accurate prediction device to ever run off of batteries. What is the answer to Libra's question?
There is no doubt.
Okay, just in case you couldn't hear him, he said there is no doubt. So, there you go. Mr. Predicto is a man of many words, and those were the words he chose to speak here today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, year, lifetime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.